Immigration has long been an issue in American politics, but a comprehensive bipartisan policy has eluded lawmakers. After 4 months of negotiations, a bipartisan immigration bill was introduced in Congress in 2023, but Donald Trump convinced Republican legislators to kill the bill, so border security would be an issue in the 2024 election. Senator Lankford, a Republican who helped negotiate the bill, admitted that Republican opposition which killed the legislation was primarily due to Trump's desire to keep the border as a campaign issue.
It was painful to be able to watch it. It got stirred up in all the presidential politics, and several of my colleagues started looking for ways. After President Trump said don't fix anything during the presidential election, quite a few of my colleagues backed up, looked for a reason to be able to shoot against it, and then walked away.
Trump admitted the political motivation for killing the bill.
It also made it much better for the opposing side.
With immigration and border security a campaign issue, Republicans blamed Harris for the immigration problem and mislabeled her the border czar. Never given responsibility to develop immigration policy, nor oversee law enforcement efforts, nor guide the federal response to the crisis, Harris was actually charged with heading diplomatic efforts to address the root causes of migration from Central America, specifically examining and improving the underlying conditions in the Northern Triangle of Central America.
But I've asked her, the VP, today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle.
And so we are here today to address and to talk about what has brought people to the U.S. border, and again to continue to address the root causes which cause people to leave and often flee their home country.
Harris also led a public-private enterprise, the Partnership for Central America, committing major U.S. and multinational companies to invest more than $5 billion in the region.
The Partnership for Central America, launched in May 2021 by Vice President Kamala Harris, works with businesses and social enterprises to make new significant commitments to address the root causes of migration through economic opportunity in the region.
Harris's communications with regional leaders and the diplomatic efforts of her team gave the U.S. greater status, and the improved relationships helped prevent Guatemalan prosecutors from overturning the victory of the anti-corruption candidate in the 2023 presidential election. Therefore, there was a peaceful transition of power that avoided the political instability officials feared could cause a spike in migration. While solving the underlying factors which lead to immigration is necessarily a long-term effort, migration from the Northern Triangle has largely stabilized. Rather than criticize Harris for situations over which she had no responsibility, it is more appropriate to recognize her for her significant accomplishments concerning migration from the Northern Triangle and for a better immigration policy.
Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.